G'day and welcome back to DuckZorly Gaming and our Let's Play series here on the Western Australia map by DecanKane. Alright, we are still at it with our multi-combine harvest. As you can see, we've just offloaded our lead combine there. Our other two are heading back on the westerly run right now. And they should be, in fact one of them needs to be emptied right now, so we've got to head back up here and empty them. With doing it this way, we are flat out. Like as soon as one combine is ready to be emptied, and we empty it, then there's another one ready to go as well. So it certainly keeps us busy, but that's okay. That's not a problem. All right. So it's the second combine there that's full. So we're going to offload him, and then this one here will be asking to be full very soon thereafter. Hope everyone is doing really well out there today. We are continuing on, obviously, with this. We've now got our, back at the farm, we've got one of our T9s, or our other T9, ready to go with a seeder. And when we get a chance, we're going to head on over there and we're going to get one of the fields started to be planted again. Most likely we'll start off with field number 4, which was our old cotton field. And we're probably going to put an arable crop back in there. And then the big field, field 12 that we just finished working on, we're going to turn that into a cotton field, so we have a big cotton harvest from there. So that is what we've decided to do in between the last 2 episodes. So we should have a very big cotton yield to deal with sometime in the near future, which means we have all our cotton harvesters out there working together, and yeah, that'll be a nice big operation. So looking forward to that. All right. So as we said, the trailing combine now is ready to offload again, and as soon as we finish offloading that, our lead combine is going to be ready again, and then we'll be pretty much full to the brim or close thereabouts. So then we'll have to go and offload to the road train. Doing it this way, yes, we are doing a lot of course play interactions, but otherwise it would take us literally days to get this done in solo play. So there's one of the advantages of having course play as an addition to the game, and certainly we're making the most of it here on this map, being a 4 times size map. We are looking forward to the next update to this map though. DecanKane has said he's going to be doing some updates. Certainly looking for that. I certainly do hope he gets the multi-terrain angle put in. And hopefully that'll help him tidy up the definitions of the fields, just straighten them up a little bit, smooth them out, because it makes it very difficult for the fields, particularly that have hazards inside them or things we need to navigate around, because the field definitions are quite rough, and what that means we have to do is we redo the field definition. We redefine it, but when we have a field that has hazards inside the field, like the telegraph poles or trees or land we have to get around, courseplay doesn't like actually reading that into the course when you're using another course as the plan for that field. So yeah, it does make it a little bit more difficult, but we shall have to wait and see. Alright, just going to head on over now and offload this load. So I think we've only put 1 load so far into the road train since we offloaded it in the farm, which was the last episode. So we'll soon see. We've got both road trains here, but we're going to work on the rear one. Here, no, we haven't loaded any up yet, so this is their first load to get this going again. So the road train takes about 500,000 litres of crop. So each road train load we do, well, every 2 of them gives us 1 million litres of crop at the silo. So our silo is getting full very quickly when we're doing these field harvests. Alright, off to the next one. As you see, there's going to be a whole heap of straw to collect as well. What I've been thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to get the Swadro windrower as we go and do a jump over that bit of straw, have it run the field tidy all this up and then use that course as the course for a baler, and just set him off and let him get it all baled, and then we'll come back and collect it all with a few trips with the trailer and truck and semi-trailer with the auto loading trailer. Now what we're going to do here is I'm going to actually offload both combines just for saving of time. This one obviously isn't 100% full, but it just helps us with the timing a little bit more. Alright. And as you would have seen, we sometimes have to run over the crop, as I did explain in the last episode as well. Unfortunately, there's not a lot we can do about that, but at the end of the day, the effect on our total yield is going to be minimal. So we'll just put up with it for now. So what we'll do is we'll let this guy take off, we'll follow behind him, and then we'll swing him behind the lead combine there and offload him. Like so. In fact, what we'll do is once we've offloaded this lead combine now, we'll head on over to the main farm. We'll grab the T9 and we'll head off and begin seeding field 4 and get that underway. In fact, what I might do is I might do field 12, get field 12 started. That's going to take a lot longer to sow, so we might just get him started in there. And while we're finishing off the harvesting, he's busy seeding that field, so that'll get us at least going. Field 4 won't take very long to actually seed, so it's probably a better plan. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to tab across. Here he is here, if that was a good bit of judgment there. So there we go. So we've got the big T9 and we've got the Great Plains Cedar, and so what we're going to do, head straight down to field 12, set a course and put him on his way. So we've still got a couple of cotton bales there we have to sell, so we've got to get rid of those at some point too. Here we go, we're just heading down here. So it's this field directly opposite the farm as we come out the driveway, or the access road to the farm, more to the point. So this field here. So we haven't limed this field. We've decided we're not going to lime. Whether we're going to do that at all in future, I'm still not 100%, but certainly for the moment we're not going to lime. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up for fertilise and seeding. We're going to set up our course. So we're going to do field 12. We want to do what we'll do is we'll do 2 headland passes. Start working on the up down rows though. We won't do the headland straight away. We're going to bypass the islands with a circle, and that should probably be enough. Working with is 18.2. One tool, starting direction automatic from current vehicle position. Generate the field course. Make sure it generates a course with it going around these land entities. Which it has done. So there you go, that's the course it's going to do. It's going to come up here, it's going to start these east-west runs all the way around. It's gone around all those entities it needs to get around, and then it'll last off do the header rows. Okay, so what we're going to do now is come back here. We're going to set to go to first waypoint port. We want the fertilizer to be functioning, and we're just going to go drive course. So he's going to observe him heading out to the first waypoint, and then we're going to let him go on his own and worry about doing the combines and everything else instead, because the combines now, or at least 2 of the combines now are at 100%, with the lead combine not at 100% yet. Or is that the rear combine? One of them is not. One of them is at 75%. Let's just leave it at that. All right. This is quite a big field. It shouldn't take too long. It'll be interesting to see how quickly I have to refill this with either fertilizer or fuel, or seed, I should say. We haven't done any seeding as of yet on this map, so certainly the costs associated with seeding and fertilising will be interesting, although with the fertilisation we did of and I've just done wheat. Alright, I'm going to make this a wheat field. There you go. Oh dear, I didn't check that. Alright, so we're going to do wheat. I'm not going to bother redoing that. So we're going to put wheat in here. We won't do cotton. We'll do cotton in field 9, actually, the other field. And what was I going to say? Yeah, so we know we've actually fertilised field 4 with the hardy Rubicon, that field over there. And we didn't seem to use too much in the way of fertiliser for that. So hopefully we should have a fairly good use and not be overly expensive in relation to running costs for fertilisation and seeding. Now, this is where it's going to be interesting. I don't know why he's going on such a wide turn when he doesn't really need to. This could be problematic going forward. Luckily, the trees are have no collisions, as you can see, which we'll just pretend to ignore. So it should be very interesting to see how he goes. I mean, it's not as if the T9's got a really large turning circle. So yeah, we'll have to keep a bit of an eye on that. Alright, what we'll do is we're going to jump back to the other T9 and we'll get him started again, and we'll go and offload these combines while the seeder is off and running. So what we're going to do is we're going to empty all the combines again. So is the, I think it's the last combine that's 75%. Doesn't matter though, we're going to empty them all anyway. Bring it forward a bit more. And off he goes. So what we will probably do for the next, certainly for the next field where we do multiple combine harvesting, we'll actually set up this part of it to be done by course play as well, where the tractor and the overloader or tractor and trailer actually come out, offload from the combine. We'll probably do it with just standard trailers actually, depending on which field it is, if it's relatively close to the farm, and then they go and offload directly to the farm. So we use 3 or 4 tractors with trailers, and we'll schedule them all up and just do that sort of operation, just to show you how that sort of works, as well as a different option for managing our crop collection and delivery to the silos. So once we offload this guy here will take off, as too will the trailing combine. There you go, as he goes. So they're keeping a minimum distance of 100 meters between each unit. Obviously the lead combine has got way ahead, so what we might do is we might just not offload him for a bit. We might let these other two catch up a little bit. Makes it a bit easier when we're trying to cross over to offload. So we'll just follow these two for a little bit. Already our seeder is at 85% seed, 92% fertilizer. So if we have a look at the map, we'll see how much he's done so far. So he's only done 1.5 runs at the moment. So he's probably going to get a total of 10 runs. So we're going to have to probably refill him at least 3 or 4 times for this field. So that's not going to, well, it's not going to be expensive because we've already bought the seed and the fertilizer. We did buy a couple of big bags of seed and fertilizer, which is what we'll use to load. But certainly it's something that's going to have to be managed in the future very carefully. It's not cheap. We bought the 30,000 litre bag, even though they're not realistic, and they weren't a cheap bag, that's for sure. You're buying 30,000 litres, so I mean that's just the way it is. And the reason we did that because we didn't want to have to manage with lots of smaller ones all the time, so that's what we've done. Alright, so the lead combine is ready to be unloaded. Just making sure this trailing combine is going to sort himself out and get back on path, which it looks like he's doing. As we said when we first started this series, course play is not something that you can just set and forget. You need to constantly observe, check on, manage, micromanage at times. Because it doesn't always do everything you want it to do on its own. So we do have to be very careful and just monitor it as we're going along. But so far these guys seem to be behaving themselves relatively well. Alright, so this guy here is full again, so we're going to come off and empty him. Yeah, he's going to do another 2 runs. Finish this run, then 1.5 runs to catch up to the lead combine. Head back round now. We're going to offload the trailing combine, then we'll offload this into the road train again. Offload him. Well, almost be a full offload. We're actually full, so he's not going to empty all of his hopper. So we'll be back to look after him shortly. All right. Out goes the pipe. Swing round and offload. Well, didn't judge that very well, did we? Sometimes that's the risk of putting the pipe out early. If you misjudge coming in, you can actually collect the pipe on the trailer. Now, this pipe, while we can actually adjust the pipe outlet, we can also adjust the height of the pipe, as in by lowering it. That's as high as it goes, so we need to be more aware of that so we don't get caught up again. Offload the rest into here, and Bob's your uncle. There we go. Alright, we don't need the course play up, press the wrong button. So we'll go back over and empty these 2 again. And they should be about to be at the turn. So we'll start catching up. But yeah, so we need to get all this straw off the field as well. So we're going to bale that up. So we'll get all that done. Now, the interesting part will be with that new DLC as well. We spoke about that briefly in the last episode. But certainly all the extra bale tools that are going to be coming aren't really probably going to help us so much with the straw, but certainly they look to be some interesting tools, so we'll have to check those out when they come and see if we're going to bring those onto this map at all. Certainly won't be any need to use the Tractor X ones that make the silage worms, because we won't be doing any cows or anything on this map, so silage won't be something we need. So oh, that was close. Yes, there won't be any need to use those, for instance, but I probably won't use the bale collection trailers either, because the fact that we've got the 51-foot auto loader, and that will be our bale handling trailer of choice for some time, I would imagine. Right, so these guys are going to head up on the eastern run now. and then we'll have to offload them once more before they get to the turn and start catching up with the lead combine, which will then send on the way again. As you can see, we're probably, if I look at the map, we're probably a little over halfway now on the harvest. So as you can see, we've done the header row. So it's one header row, which is 3 combines in width. So that's 40.5 meters in width, that header. And we've got probably another 20 runs, I guess, east-west runs to do to finish off the field. And that will take a little bit of time, but it certainly happens a lot quicker than what you'd probably expect, because the fact we're constantly going between one combine and another, so it keeps us very, very busy. And in fact, what we will do is for the next episode, because we're getting very close to calling this episode now as it is anyway, we will actually set up the overloader to automatically offload these guys for the last part of the harvest for this field, and we'll see if we can get that working and just showcase that. So making a fully automatic offload, harvest and offload for the field. And then perhaps for future ones we will probably do that by default. We'll just set them all up. But the tricky part is actually sometimes getting the overloader to work. Sometimes they are a little bit fussy with offload points and all that sort of stuff, but I'm sure we'll be able to get it to work. If not, you won't be seeing it, obviously. Anyway, like I said, that's about it for this episode. So we will sign off there. So I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, press that like button. If you didn't, press that dislike button. And of course, if you're not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you do subscribe to the channel, please make sure you press that alarm notification bell, as that will let you know when we have more videos available, when we've got live streams coming up, and also when we're outputting things like mod reviews and map reviews and any other stuff to the channel. Alright, so thanks so much for joining us. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we shall see you again very, very soon back here at DuckZorly Gaming. And no matter whether it's morning, afternoon, evening or night, no matter where around the world, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and we'll see you again very, very soon. Thanks so much for watching. See you later. Bye.